Pound Pimples, check this out. Brent and I are going to be in San Diego on September
28th
September
at
28th at Soda Bar.
Soda Bar. So get your tickets now. Okay, let's make San Diego a rager.
Let's fill that soda bar with so many pimples that it's just going to be covered in pus.
Let's fill that soda bar with so many bubbles.
That it's going to just be popping.
I mean, when you open the door to the soda bar, it's going to squirt all over the streets.
It's going to be a freak show. Let's make that soda bar into a freak show, bro. This show is brought to you by listeners and viewers like you, because that's how the show is supported mostly. Patreon.com/Poundcast. Go there today if you're not already a member and get access to the bonus unzipped episodes. What's the unzip? What is unzipped? Unzipped is every time we do an episode, we cut it off at about an hour for the free folks out there who are just checking in as an average listener. But if you want to be above average and be a real pimple, you go to patreon.com/Poundcast and you can get the unzipped and the after dark, all of them from the beginning of time since we started doing it. You get instant access to all of it.
I also have a few music lists up there. You're interested in some of my music picks? Well, these were kind of by request, but I put some new music picks of mine from this year and last year on there. But then also people were said, "Oh, how about a top 10 Madonna songs?" I said, "All right." I got top 10 Madonna songs on there. Then someone said, "How about top 10 Sade songs?" I said, "Well, look, I don't feel very super qualified to do a top 10 list for Sade, but I got a top 7 on there." Okay. And then
that's very honest of you.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I want to be fair. It's probably easier if it's bigger names, I think. But someone actually did request Jaco Pastorius, but I don't know. That'd be hard, I think, to make a list on Jaco Pastorius, I think.
Yeah, so go to patreon.com/Poundcast, get access to the bonus unzipped episodes, and you could be a proud pimple and support us. You also get access to the stems of our theme songs, and you can do your own remixes. And we're going to hear a remix of our latest remix in a second. But before we get to that, I also want to tell you about our other sponsor that we love dearly. It is our favorite plant-based jerky. We're talking about Louisville vegan jerky. And where can you find that? And where can you get 20% off exclusively for Pound Pimples? That's lvjco.com. Let me log in. lvjco.com. Okay, I'm logged in. Oh, wow. And look at this. They're doing small batches now too, which you know about. The latest small batch flavor is Fly by Jing Sichuan Chili Crisp. And if you go there and you use the code word Poundcast, you're going to get a lot off. 20% off at lvjco.com. Use the code word Poundcast. Get your 20% off. And that includes your entire order. You can even order the classic flavors. My favorite flavor, Smoky Carolina Barbecue or General Tso's. Those are probably my top 2 favorite flavors. Okay. You get 20% off the whole dang order. You can also get the dang stuff if you want to go to Whole Foods or, Sprouts or something, any quality retailer. Grab yourself a bag or 2 because it's got a shelf life of 9 months. But,
why wait?
But why wait? Why wait? Okay. Do it now. lvjco.com. Use the code word Poundcast. This stuff is bagged in the USA, right in Louisville, Kentucky. It's also made there because me and Brent went to Ground Zero in Louisville, Kentucky, where the Louisville vegan jerky is made. We went to the factory. We took a tour with our good friend Stanley.
Check it out.
lvjco.com.
And finally, listen, if you want to watch video of this show, you can go to youtube.com/thepoundcast. And Doug has a new setup right now, wouldn't you say?
Yes, check this out. I bought a webcam because I got a new monitor for my computer, my home computer, and it's real wide. So you get a wider view of my office here. Pretty exciting. There's my new deck back here. I should probably mention this. I'm going to mention this real quick. I got decks for sale at dougpound.bandcamp.com.
And when he says decks, he means skateboard decks,
Skateboard decks, yeah.
not kind of ship decks.
Right. No, those
He's not
I don't have those yet. But look, each one comes with a sticker. It's sealed. It's from the V Skateboards. Shout out to Todd Brattrud for putting this together. And these are really really good decks, by the way. I think we're talking 7-ply maple. You know what I'm talking about? With the classic in the mix.
7-ply,
anyway,
huh?
Okay. 7-ply.
Yeah, for toilet paper, I'm used to 2-ply, but this is 7-ply.
Yeah. No,
well, you need something stronger than toilet paper. So,
yeah, we're doing 7 today.
These decks are sturdier and stronger than toilet paper.
That's and they come in all kinds of sizes. And look, low key.
Don't say that.
Low key. Low key. If you just want to buy it from me directly, say you have a special request or you don't want to pay for, I don't know, taxes or something, you can just write me at dpskatedeck@gmail.com. That's dpskatedeck@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Say you want to buy multiple decks, the shipping is going to be different if you go through the big cartels. So, we're going to just do it.
Big cartels. You don't want to deal with the big cartels.
Check that out. Okay. And one other thing I want to mention is that I'm going on tour with Eric Andre, various dates all around the country. I'm going to be the opening act. I want to see how the pimple's out there. We're going to be in Texas, Midwest, East Coast, Northwest, LA, even next week. So check that out. EricAndreTour.com, I believe you can find all the dates.
And by the way, speaking of dates, just going back to our original point about September 28th, the Soda Bar in San Diego, we probably will be showing an unreleased episode of Poundcast, the Pound House, that is, at that show. It'll probably be episode 3 that we show at that show. If that's enticing to you at all, I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah. So, by the way, since we might as well mention that by the time this comes out, episode 1 of season 4 of Pound House will be out on YouTube. And I believe we're going to put it on Brent's YouTube channel, which is
youtube.com/Brent Weinbach.
All right. I think that's all the business that we need to get to.
Okay. Well, cool.
Why
now,
don't
look,
we
check this out. You mentioned the stems earlier.
Yeah,
well, check this
right.
out. This next cat coming to the stage, by the stage, I mean this audio kind of format stage. I don't think he used the stems exactly, but he did a remix for us. His name is Todd. And I would say it's less of a remix and more of a cover, but more of its own song, of its own sort of song that kind of uses the lyrics from the theme song. But this is called, he did one for us before, and this one is called Poundcast Theme 2. And we heard one from him before, and which was also kind of a cover of sorts. But anyway, this is Todd, and this is his version of the Poundcast theme song. So I think we should just go ahead and roll the clip. And didn't you have something you were going to say about this track? Because we just reviewed it.
Well, let's listen to it, then I'll talk about it.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Okay,
all right, let's roll the clip.
Let's roll the clip.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. What will they talk about today? Doug and Brent talking to some pimples. Doug and Brent talking on the Poundcast.
Okay. Now, what I wanted to say about that, I don't have much to say about it, but it kind of reminded me of like a Billy Joel song. Don't you think there's a touch of Joel in there?
Dun, 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 dun. What is that song? That sounds like a song. What is that song?
Carpenters?
No. It's something from, it's probably more 80s or something. Dun, 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 dun. It sounds familiar to me.
Yeah.
But
well, good job, Todd.
Yeah. So anyway,
today, yeah.
Ted,
Anyway, today we're going one-on-one, classic one-on-one style.
mm,
I thought I do like how we fix people's problems, but I didn't want to make a post about it. And
yeah.
I thought, what if we, what if I just looked up the modern problems of today, the top modern problems that people deal with,
Hmm.
and we could kind of look through a list that I found here.
But before we get into any problems, do you want to? Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest to me? Just on a not even a problem level. I mean, just yeah, how was your week? That kind of stuff. Anything like that? Or
Sure. Well, yeah, there's an annoying thing happened. This is minorly
oh,
annoying, but
not that I was fishing for that. I just was curious about how your week
no,
was.
I
Just
mean, I did
what
mean to
what you've
mention
been up to.
this. I did mean to mention this. Well, I could talk about what I've been up to, but the other day I was riding my bike, and there's a spot where sometimes there's a street has a crosswalk, and you still have to press the walk button. It won't be at
Uh-huh.
an intersection. It'll be like in the middle of a thoroughfare, like a main boulevard. You press the
Okay.
walk button, and then you got to wait, and then the lights flash, and then that's when you were allowed to walk.
Mm-hmm.
And I pressed the button. I was waiting, standing there with my bike, and then it wasn't time to go yet. A car stopped, to let me through, but then it's a 4-lane road, 2 lanes in either way. So he's in one of the lanes, or she, I couldn't really tell what they were, but they stopped, and then the lane next to them is still going, and they're kind of like waiting for me, and I'm sitting there like, I'm not going to go. I'm going to wait till I get the proper light and I get the walk signal, because
Mm-hmm.
this is a busy street. And
Right.
they're waiting for me for a while, not for like 5 minutes, just like 30 seconds or something, and I'm just kind of standing there, and they look over at me, and they're like, they shake their head and they throw their hands up like, I tried. You don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that kind of
The
like,
something. Yeah.
something about that made me
Well,
upset.
something similar to that happens. We'll get into that more. I just maybe that's similar to when you want to make a left turn or something, but it's not at a light or something like that, and
Mhm.
one person on the street will stop for you to make the left turn, but there's still other lanes where the cars are still coming, and so
Yeah.
you can't make the left turn yet because there's other cars coming, and then the person who is giving you that opportunity to do it, they seem annoyed that you're not taking that opportunity, but I can't. There's other cars coming on the other lanes. Same
Yeah.
same
I
thing,
think we've
right?
discussed this before. It's dangerous. You have to be predictable. You can't just, the rule is they just go. They can't just stop willy nilly, especially if it's like a 2-lane situation where other cars can be going around. Can't do that. That's how you get into danger.
Maybe you should have said to him or her or whatever
I
is
couldn't.
that
They're far. I should have biked over
oh
and tracked
maybe
them
you should
down.
have just done some sort of visual cue saying maybe you should have said like this. This is a visual thing. You should have just
And kind of
and
put the hands up, like
yeah, put your hands up and kind of
palms up to the air. Yeah.
palms up to there, and then just go. I can't. The cars. You just should have gone. There's cars. There's cars driving by. I can't. I mean, you have to kind of
Well, you want to
express
like
that with.
point to the, you can be pointing around. You point to the button I had to press, and point to the button, point to the light up top,
Yeah,
point to
yeah,
the other cars, point everywhere. If they put
yeah.
their hands up, you got to go even crazier than them. Be like, point here, point there. Be like, what am I supposed to do?
Well, maybe was there a car coming, and that's why you weren't? Did you say, "Oh, look, there's a car"? Did you point to the car?
I mean,
Oh,
look, if
look.
it was wide open and there was no cars in either direction, I probably would have just gone. But
Right.
also, I don't like that when people stop and they make me like go in front of their cars. Just like, go, I'll go. I don't want to. I don't like strutting in front of someone else. Like, even if I'm on a walk,
There is kind of a power struggle there with
they're power
if
tripping.
no, but it's both people kind of can power trip in a way where sometimes I'll be in my car, and there'll be somebody on foot or on bike or something, and I'm doing something where I want to let them go, but they're telling me to go because they don't want to go in front of me or whatever the case may
Yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
And there is a little bit of a power struggle of who can be whoever lets the other person do their thing wins or something like that. So
Dude, that's so funny because I was thinking about that yesterday.
yeah, I'm saying, no, you go, you go.
Mhm.
And the other person's like, you go. And I'm thinking, and it's just kind of interesting how there's that power struggle there for whoever goes, they're, I don't know, they're kind of letting the other one be the more dominant one by letting them do the favor for them or something. It's kind of interesting how that is.
Mhm. Yeah, that's so funny. I was thinking that exact thing because I was driving yesterday and like I'm at a stop sign where someone is coming towards me, so we're both stopping, aiming at each
Yeah.
other. And they clearly stopped first. And then like a few seconds later, I stopped. And I'm turning left and they wave me in front. I'm like, no, you stop first. Don't be
Yeah.
like, I'm like, this is like and when they do that, it makes me want to go real slow and be like, okay, you know
Well,
what? You want to be like, you're in charge. You're orchestrating this. You don't tell me when to go. We
yeah.
go when the first person stops. Then
Yes.
you're in line. You go when it's your turn. You don't be tripping. You don't be
Yeah.
power tripping. You don't be
Yeah, it's like a
waving me.
power trip. It's a power trip when you're trying to wave somebody to go, even though you should be the one who's going. And you know what I do in cases like that? I say, "Hey, I'll sit this out. Let's see who wants to wait here the
Yeah, I'll
longest."
wait.
I'll wait, and
I'll
then
wait.
see. And it's almost like a game of chicken of who's going to wait there the longest, or something like that. And then so whoever leaves gave up. So I
Mhm.
let them wait sometimes. But then you know what? Sometimes, by the way, if I don't have time to wait, and maybe I'm in a little bit of a hurry, I'll take them up on their little offer. They'll wave me, and I'll go like, "All right, I'll take it."
I mean, I usually don't make a big deal about it, but when I'm turning, I'm just like, I'm kind of the bitch right now,
Well, you know what? When I'm kind of busy or if I'm running late or something like that, I'll take them up. And you know what? In those cases, I say I don't care. But I kind of won because I'm getting, I'm getting somewhere faster. And it doesn't matter to me if you feel more powerful about that.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely instances where you could tell that they're a little lost or kind of looking around. They're not sure which way to go. In that case, absolutely. I've been there. I'm not sure, this is a new area. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go. I'm a little lost. You could tell when that's going on. But when they're sitting there and they know where they're going and they want to watch you, they want to watch you drive fast.
They want to watch you.
They want to watch me.
You know what you should do? Here's what you do. If you get into a situation where they want you to go and they got there first, you should just recline your seat and put your feet up on your steering wheel and just look like you're just gonna relax, like almost like you're sunbathing or something. You're gonna just relax in the chair until they go. Put your car in park. And then just put your feet up on the wheel or on the dashboard. Recline your seat and just put your hands behind your head.
Mm-hmm.
Just
it's funny. There is actually
put your hat over your eyes.
There is a Portlandia sketch that kind of does that exact thing.
Oh, is that
maybe
right?
not that exact thing, but I might have edited that sketch too. But it's like, yeah, two people trying to be courteous to the next one, but it's like they're like, no, you go, and then like finally, like one of them gets out, and it's just like they set up like a lawn chair, and they're like, they have
Oh,
the
is that
newspaper,
right?
they have the newspaper out, yeah.
Huh.
But also that also reminds me of a scene from the Steve Martin movie L.A. Story.
Oh yeah, L.A. Story. Yeah,
Remember that where the two cars are inching and inching?
I mean, I
But
don't remember that
this is a
part.
different
But
situation where two cars are kind of like they go, but then they hesitate because the other one hesitates, and then they just keep going until they like crash into each other really slowly. They're like, me, no, you, okay, crash, and then they crash.
You
never seen that one?
Oh no, I did see that movie, but I forgot that scene though.
I remember that's the most memorable scene.
Well, that movie was
For me.
It was kind of a surreal kind of take on a lot of tropes of Los Angeles, I guess, right? Or something.
LA Story, 1991. I thought it was older.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But no, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Look at this cast: Steve Martin, Sarah Jessica Parker, Victoria Tennant, Chevy Chase, Mary Lou Henner, Rick Moranis, and Richard E. Grant. I'm going to add that to my list.
just watched a movie I hadn't seen in a while. I don't know when the last time I saw it is, but I got sucked in because I was watching Monkey Business again, which was my favorite Marx Brothers movie. And I only meant to watch the first, I don't know, 5 minutes of it or something like that. And then I just got sucked in. I watched the whole thing last night.
You get sucked in.
It's a good movie.
You know what I saw the other night? I have a projector in my front room there, and sometimes I'll have a little movie night, but I want to put on something that like 6 to 8 people can be entertained by. Six people, I think, were over, and you can't go wrong with like an 80s. Well, for me and my friends, something that you can't really make now, like kind of a raunchy 80s movie, you know?
Oh, yeah. Like what? Porky's?
We almost watched Porky's, which I don't think I've ever seen, but
I've
that's on
seen
the
Porky's.
list. That's on the list. But we watched Hard Bodies. You ever see Hard Bodies?
Hard Bodies. No, I don't. That sounds familiar. Maybe I haven't.
It doesn't have any actors that are known. You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard any of the actors, but it's really ridiculous. It's like these 3 middle-aged men that are all divorced. They move to like Hermosa Beach and they share like this like bachelor pad right on the beach, and they're basically like trying to get laid, and they got no game. But then there's this young hunk, and they see how he does it, and he got evicted, so they have him move in with them, and he shows them the ways of like how to meet chicks.
Okay.
And it's really stupid. And
Is there a lot of
and
nudity?
also it's kind of funny because I'm watching it, and usually there's some kind of like drama or like conflict in a, there's so much nudity just unnecessarily. Just like every female character will just change her outfit just for just like get naked real quick just for like no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually it's a real gratuitous with the
Does it make you pop boners?
I did not, but I think that was the idea when they made it.
How about that expression "pop a boner"? I mean, that's it's kind of interesting how that is. Just the idea that your penis can just pop into a boner shape. All of a sudden, just pop. You pop a boner. It's kind of funny idea when you think about it.
Yeah, they don't really pop, do they? It's more of a
well, it's just they don't pop anymore. I remember people used to pop boners all the time in the 80s, but they don't really pop boners anymore. It's more of it's a slower sort of build. It's more of an
inflate.
It's an inflate. They inflate, but they don't pop.
You want to go inflate a boner?
I was watching Hard Bodies the other night, dude, and then I inflated. It blew me right up.
Totally. Yeah,
I was full.
I can't say I recommend that movie, but I saw it.
I was gonna say, how you said there's not a lot of emotional depth to that movie. I guess what you're saying, is that what you're saying?
Well, okay, so what I was saying was, I mean, this is kind of who cares about spoiler alerts from the really dumb movie, but I'm watching it, and like I think 50 minutes into it, there was no like, you know what I mean? There's usually some kind of trouble that somebody's trying to fix, or there was no conflict.
Oh, there's no. Okay, got it. Yeah.
And then finally, it did like an hour into the movie. Finally, like the last half hour was like, it got things kind of switched. It's a lot of like misogynistic stuff where the guys are kind of like tricking these women into, they're just lying to them and getting them to have sex with them or whatever by kind of scamming them. But then the women take their power back. So that's when it kind of flipped. But it just takes forever for like that to happen.
That Marx Brothers movie, The Monkey Business, there's a very, kind of light story, but it's mostly just a bunch of gags, and it works for me. There's a very light story.
Yeah. Also, I personally, I'm not saying you need that. I just remember watching it thinking like, it was still entertaining because we're laughing at how it's just fun to see like a time capsule of like something from 40 years ago,
And not a single
like,
person, that I know that's in the movie.
no,
Hmm.
like the main actors and everything. I didn't recognize them, didn't recognize their names. One guy's kind of like he kind of is a lot like Costanza, George Costanza,
Uh-huh.
and his name is Rounds.
Do you did you relate to those men at all in the movie?
I was trying to figure out which guy I was, but not really.
Do you ever try to think about which
Well, there
guy
was a
you
young
are?
hunk. There's a young hunk guy,
That's you.
but I didn't even really relate to him either.
Do you ever, when you watch things with groups of people, I mean that star groups, I mean when the characters are groups of people, like the Goonies or something like that, do you try to think which one you are?
Oh yeah, we do that all the time.
So which now I didn't grow up watching the Ninja Turtles a lot. That for some reason I just wasn't that into that. But do you know? Are you familiar with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And if so, which
Not a
turtle?
single turtle. Not a single
Not a
turtle.
single turtle. You don't mean you don't relate to a single turtle, or you're not familiar with a single turtle
I'm
enough
not
to.
familiar.
Okay, got it.
I don't think I watched it at all.
Yeah, I'm not. I would.
I don't
I
know. I don't
actually
know the
didn't.
I don't know the personalities. I know one of them's called Michelangelo. That's all I know.
Well, yeah, they're named after different Renaissance artists, but um, I don't really know. I didn't really watch them that much myself. I had friends that liked it a lot. But what about Goonies? I mean, which Goonie would you be if you were gonna, And I'll tell you who I wanted to be.
Run me. Oh, I think you wanted to be. What's his name? Data.
Yeah, Data was so cool to me
Yeah,
in
he
my
was
mind.
cool. Wait, who else? Who are the Goonies?
Well, there's this kid Mouth. It's played by Corey Feldman. He's kind of I guess the cracker, I guess, of some sort. Data's got all the gadgets and stuff. And Mikey's it's Sean Astin. He's the sort of he's kind of the main kid, and then you got Chunk, of course,
Yeah.
Jeff Cohen. He's I don't know what you call that, the kind of
Comic
goofy.
relief, sort of.
Well, I mean, they're all kind of comic relief, but I mean, he's more. Yeah, I guess he's more of the goofy one in a way. Like gets into trouble and
He's making the
what you
bad
call
decisions and stuff. Yeah.
clumsy and stuff. I mean, those are the four main kids, but then there's the older brother. I don't know. I don't know if you want to count that, and the two girls who I don't know if you want to count that because they're older too, but
I think I relate most to Sloth.
Just on a physical level, basically.
Just mentally, physically. To be honest, probably just like the main boy,
Oh, yeah.
like the younger brother kid, right?
Yeah, Mikey, Sean Astin.
Yeah, Sean. Probably, it's not that exciting, but if I had to pick,
Do you know who Sean Astin's mom is?
or maybe Corey Feldman's guy.
Oh, you
Who's
relate
Sean
to
Astin's mom? Mrs. Astin.
It's a little bit of interesting trivia that I wasn't aware about or aware of until kind of recently. Did you know that Sean Astin's mom is none other than Patty Duke?
Heard of her? She's a famous sitcom actress, right?
Well, she was the star of the Patty Duke show. That's kind of crazy to me. Patty Duke, Sean Astin's mom. You know who his dad?
Well, I'm not surprised. It turns out a lot of people you see in movies, turns out they're related to someone else famous.
Who is his
uncommon?
Who is his dad?
David Duke, the famous Ku Klux Klan leader.
No, his last name is Astin.
Sean Astin Sr.
Well, I think it's John Astin. So he played Gomez in The Addams Family.
Okay.
But it's not clear I don't think that was his biological dad, though, by the way.
Okay. Well,
Well, anyway,
That's
that might be interesting to somebody.
that might be interesting to somebody.
But yeah, it is interesting how people in show business, a lot of times, their parent was in the business, and it's been going on for years.
Yep. You hear about it more and more. But
And it-
actually, a lot of the people I know in show business don't have any family. For example, Tim and Eric, none of them. They're just some guys from Philly,
Mm.
Their parents are not in the show business. My
Well, I'll
parents
say-
are not in show business. I don't think your parent. Well, actually, maybe.
Well,
one of your
here's
one of
the
your dad is
the point I was going to
in
make
show
was that
business.
my dad did in this early 70s made a couple movies, a couple kind of he made a couple low budget movies. But I would say that my dad, while he made those movies in Europe too. I would say
really?
that while he was involved with some stuff that was made here too, but while my dad was kind of involved with some film business stuff, I never what I've been involved with in show business is I've never had anything that's been connected to him in any kind of way, or I never benefited from anything. Like there was no in through my dad at all.
Right.
Through
No
what I do
nepotism
or whatever.
No kind of nepotism there.
Yeah. There's never been
Right.
and I mean, in fact, I'm not even on a financial level, like everything that, it's like I've always just been sort of kind of on my own since I was 18, basically.
Yeah.
Not that my dad made a lot of money from those movies.
Well,
or
it's also
anything.
not. There's nothing really. You can't really blame anyone, I guess, either.
Oh no. I
You
mean,
know.
hey, look,
It's easy to blame these. What are they called? Nepo babies. It's easy to blame them, but
I wish I had connections. Actually, I would take them. Any opportunity I can. I need all the opportunities I can get. I don't blame them. Yeah. Shoot, yeah. I mean, if I had a relative that was in the business that could, get me in some stuff, hey, let's do it. It's hard
All
enough
right.
as it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. Maybe. I found the top 40, and some of these are they're not fun they're boring. We'll skip through some of it. The top 40 most annoying things about modern life, as chosen by you. I guess that means people wrote in these suggestions here.
Oh, as chosen by the readers of Highlights magazine.
By the readers of lincolnshirelive.co.uk.
Okay. That's almost
I'll skip through them and get to something that are kind of more fun. Getting photo prints which don't fit in the frame.
well, even getting photo prints nowadays is kind of a harder thing to do, actually.
I mean, that's rare enough to just even get the prints.
Yeah, because
where do you even get a print at?
No, exactly.
I wouldn't know where to go.
Well, I know where to go now because I had to do some research. I couldn't get my stuff developed. I had a disposable camera that I needed to develop kind of recently, and I went to, I usually would go to Walgreens or Rite Aid or something like that, and they couldn't do it. And so, and it had been a while since I'd done it before, so I had to find this one place that was in kind of East Hollywood, and it was one place that could do it. That seemed like a normal place to do it. It's interesting how that's not normal now.
Well, if you got the prints and they don't fit in your frame, that's a real problem. Number 37 out of 40, it looks like.
Well,
what are you going to do?
Well, you could just I guess you got to make a mat or something like that, right?
What could you do? I guess you could.
Oh, I got it.
You could put ketchup on. Say it's like if it's square and the frame is, rectangle. You can just put ketchup on the sides and just make it artistic,
Well, I got an idea.
funky and creative.
Oh, well, yeah, you could do that. How about this? You take a digital photo of the photo, okay?
Yeah.
Take a digital picture of the photo, and then you Photoshop it to make it fit the frame. Either enlarge it or change the shape of the borders. To do that, then print it out onto, some photo paper or whatever, and then there you have it. It's gonna fit the frame.
Right, but it looks like crap because it's not.
Yeah.
It's a crappy
It's
print.
photoshopped, and it's a picture of the picture. No, but yeah, you can arts and crafts it though, like you said. That could be cool.
You could put some popsicle sticks on either side. Fill it in with popsicle sticks.
Yeah, you could.
You know how popsicle sticks are like. Basically, if you're talking top 3 arts and crafts items, popsicle sticks got to be up there, right?
Yeah. What else is pretty big for top? What are some?
Glue. It's like glue, glitter, popsicle sticks. If you're starting out in arts and crafts, those are the top 3.
Right. Glitter is one of those big ones, isn't it? And yet glitter, keep me away. Talk about annoyances. Do you hate glitter like I do?
I think I do.
Yeah.
I can't believe how rude some people are. Like, I play volleyball in the park, and there's just picnic tables nearby that have like little grills and stuff, and people have their parties. And sometimes they have a party and they'll just leave a mess. And I just remember seeing so much glitter all over the grass, and all. It's like, why? Why? Who needs glitter? I'm so anti-glitter. Let's just remove it. If anyone buys glitter for anything, they're dumb.
I've
Don't
been
need
saying
it.
this for years.
Yeah.
I want to abolish glitter.
Sorry, listeners. If you like glitter, please defend yourself.
Sometimes I don't. Here's the
If
thing.
it was at least biodegradable or something that, I could, if you want to make something sparkly, I'm not against things that are sparkly.
Well, no, get some sequins.
Glitter just seems to be a waste product.
Well, glitter is so hard to get rid of.
It's hard to get rid of.
It's hard. It gets on you. It's hard to get rid of, and it's almost like an infection or something. Or it's like a disease that you can contract. Glitter, and I think that I don't. If somebody has glitter on them, sometimes people put glitter on them and on their face or on their chest and stuff. Keep me away from that person. I don't even want to go near them. They're getting glitter on.
What if they have a little glitter around their eyes and they're kind of?
I don't want that. Get away.
What if they have no? What if they have no pets?
It's almost this. It's the same thing as
but
pets.
They have a little
actually.
Glitter.
It's almost like pets in a way. It's they because it's kind of like glitter is worse than dog fur, or cat fur.
What if they made big glitter? So it was like big squares that are like 1-inch squares. Because glitter
Well,
is
now
just little squares.
Hey, now you're talking.
You could deal with that.
That's why I recommend if you want something sparkly, get sequins. Sequins are that's not going to stick to your body the way that glitter does, and it's sparkly, and they're small enough to sort of do something kind of fun with and creative with. Sequins. Let's go with sequins. How about it?
Now, here's my question: is it sequin?
What do you mean? Is that the plural of sequins? Sequin?
I think sequin. I think it might just be sequin.
Sequin is the plural?
I think so.
What is a singular? Same thing?
Well, if they say, I was looking it up. I'm like, what is up with what is sequin?
Oh, sequin. Well, now that you put it that way.
I know what you're saying. It's like sparkly, big. It's okay. It's like the circular stuff.
Yeah, but they're bigger.
It's a coin. It's a coin. It's a disc.
Well, the discs, the little discs.
Yeah, so they're sewn in.
Yeah, give me the sequin. I'll take a sequin easily.
Sequin plural. Let me see that.
Glitter is
I always said it is sequins is plural.
Of course.
But they'll say a dress is sequin. Who knows? Who cares?
Well, I'll say that Sequin, glitter to me is a disease, and I want that to be isolated. Keep it away. They should just be an island called Glitter Island, and people can go there and wear all the glitter they want and get all the glitter they want everywhere they want to go. That's fine. And then there is a special process they do when they leave the island where they get fire hosed off, and they have to go through a special treatment where they get all the stuff brushed off their body. They have to go through sort of a car wash sort of tunnel, but that's made for bodies, and they get everything scrubbed off, fire hosed off, and they come out of the island clean. But yeah, Glitter Island. Doesn't Glitter Island sound like something that exists already? Glitter Island. Anyway, that's where we should have people who want to do glitter stuff go. Glitter Island. That's where the only place that glitter is legal now.
I agree. Let's move on to number 36 on the list. Living outside the delivery radius of the nearest Chinese restaurant. This is something that modern people suffer from.
Chinese restaurant.
I mean, this is from the UK, so
Oh,
you and I don't have that problem. If you're living in LA, there's probably nowhere in LA that's not going to be
right.
Get Chinese food delivered.
Right. You can't. In fact, you have to order delivery. You have to order Chinese every night because they're so close. You have no choice. You're all,
I hate to say it, but when it comes to cuisines, I don't need Chinese food.
Oh, come on, Doug.
It's rarely where I'm like, let's get Chinese food.
It doesn't.
I could be a little greasy and brown.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, it can be kind of heavy sometimes, but sometimes it can be really good. And
what would you get?
Well, I like a duck. I like something that's like Peking duck.
Well, I don't touch that.
But
there is a Chinese place that I really like. It's all vegan, and they make a vegan version of like all these crazy dishes like squaw. I think that's what it's called. It's pigeon meat, but they do and they do duck, and they do like vegan versions of all that. I think it's called the Happy Family Restaurant, the San Gabriel Valley.
Oh, sounds good.
If somebody was living, let's solve this problem here.
Oh,
if somebody was living outside the delivery radius of the nearest Chinese restaurant,
open your own Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
out of your house.
Show them how it's done.
There's so many resources now on the internet to teach you how to, recipes and stuff like that. You can do this yourself. Open up your own restaurant, and you will make money, and you'll get the Chinese food that you want.
Yeah, you'll make so much money doing it if there's a radius that you probably just could set up the restaurant, and you'll make so much money. You don't have to be running it. You can just order from it with the money you make from it.
Well, yeah, that's what happens. You start off doing it out of your home, and then you make enough money that you can rent a place, in your radius, and finance it, and then you could order from it all you want, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the solution.
And you just teach yourself.
I know a solution. Here's what you do. You order it, find a restaurant that's within your radius, right? Say it's a pizza place. You order the cheapest thing on their menu, but then you also order a Chinese, it'd be like a Venn diagram, right? So you order the Chinese food to the pizza place that's within the pizza place's radius, have it go to them, and then say, hey, look, if I order a small pizza, can you
Piggyback?
Can you bring the Chinese food that I'm having delivered to you?
Piggyback.
And I'll give you an extra tip. I just solved the problem.
That's your best idea today, is that you piggyback. If something's out of your radius, it doesn't just go for Chinese food, you got to piggyback it to stuff that is in your radius. And it might take a few piggybacks.
Yeah,
You know
it
what
could
I
be
mean?
way out of the radius. You piggyback it to, whatever. You piggyback it to one pizza place. They deliver a pizza plate to another pizza place,
I
and
mean,
then you got this big stack of food. But look, you're gonna get it, even if
you're
it's
going to
not.
get that Chinese food. You say you're in Los Angeles and you're just dying for a real New York slice of pizza. Okay? You just piggyback that state to state, get that pizza slice, and then you'll be at home kicking back, and you didn't even have to go drive to New York to get it.
It'll just be. That's kind of an interesting.
That's real New York pizza right
That's
there.
an interesting. That could be an interesting thing to try, to see if you can get a slice delivered piggyback to piggyback all the way across the country, even if it takes a week or something.
Mm-hmm.
Call a chain of restaurants and say, "Will you be willing to participate in my New York slice,
Journey.
experiment, my journey?
Yeah.
I want a slice of Joe's pizza, and I want it delivered to my house in L.A."
I know, I don't want the Joe's.
You figure it out. How far does Joe's deliver, or maybe how far do their Postmates deliver? I guess nowadays you could probably find some Postmate that would drive across the country, but that's not fun. We want to do it piggyback style.
Well, we don't want to pay extra fees. we
want free delivery. We got to do it free delivery, but you have to buy food at every stop on the chain.
Yeah, you got to root it out.
Yeah, and you just have to make sure that they're down to carry the little extra luggage for their next delivery.
Hey, during that journey, you might as well order from a deep dish place in Chicago. Get it. You could just have a pizza from different, pizzas across the America.
Have it be all pizzas.
The United States of pizza.
Yeah, you go from New York down to Connecticut to that really good place in Connecticut. Forgot what it's called, but there's a good pizza place down there. Then you go all the way. You stop in Chicago, you stop in Detroit, you got to get some Detroit style, Chicago style.
Go to get St. Louis style. Well, I don't know.
Is that a style? Do they do pizza?
Maybe it's a thin crust kind of thing, or they definitely have the toasted raviolis in Missouri and in St. Louis. I would get that. Give me the toasted ravioli. And then in Arizona they've got supposedly the best pizza in the country, which I've had. I think I had it before, and I didn't really think that, but I think it's called Pizza Bianco or something like that, or Pizza Bianca or something like that. Just lots of pizzas, lots of states. Heck, you know what? You can even have them go a roundabout way and skip California, go get to Hawaii somehow, so you can get the Hawaiian style pizza from Hawaii. Get a genuine slice of Hawaiian style pizza.
You put a slice on a flight to London and then go around all the way across Asia and back over this way.
Pizza across the world. Pizzas of the world.
Pieces of the world.
Hey, can I get a slice of pizza from Italy?
Sure. It'll just take 5 layovers.
Use the new piggyback method.
Layover pizza.
Layover pizza. Layover pizza.
Okay, number 35 on the list. People who don't pick up to withheld numbers. Now, sometimes, Brent, you withhold your number. It says unknown.
Yeah.
And I know it's you, but sometimes I don't pick up just in case it's not. So if somebody doesn't pick it up, I already have a solution for that. You leave a message like, "Oh my God, sorry, please call me back." It's like, make it seem like there's an emergency going on.
Yeah.
You leave a message. Say you call me and I don't pick it up. You're like, "Oh my God, Doug, you got to please call me immediately." There's only moments.
Well, this is.
And then I pick up and you're like, "Yo, what's up?" And I'm like, "This is urgent?" You're like, "Oh, I had to say that because you didn't pick up."
Well, this is.
And you go, "Sorry about the lie. Sorry about the lie." And then I'll forgive you. And be like, "Okay, what is it?" And you're like, "Can you do 1:00 tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
This is probably on their list also, is that people don't listen to their messages anymore. So you might leave the message and the person might not listen to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of annoying, because sometimes I'll leave a message that had something kind of funny in there, or maybe I did a character or something like that. And I guess I just did that for myself because that person's not going to appreciate that. I don't leave a lot of messages these days because I think people aren't going to hear them. But I used to leave messages,
Well, I have a new solution, and this is another beautiful idea that could part of our idea factory. It's a new app. It's called Full Blast. And you send a message to somebody, it makes a call, it sends a text, it sends an email, it sends a DM to all your social media. Hell, it throw a damn mail in the mailbox. Okay. It'll send a raven. It'll send a carrier pigeon. It'll go full blast. You can select all the things you want, but you really got to get a hold of someone with one click. It's going phone and it's doing all your DMs and all your messages and texts all in one. What do you think about that?
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. And and how does that apply to this?
Well, if someone's not picking up you're trying to call them, you hit them with the full blast and the message is call me. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
So you call, they don't pick up, then you got to go to plan B. You got to go
But what
to
if
full
I
blast.
And then I
the
block
message is call me now.
Okay.
You can't have everything blocked. You can't have
Well,
all
I
your
guess if you
DMs
were
blocked.
if
you can't
one
have
was
all
to,
your emails blocked. Right?
if somebody was using full blast
and full blast contacts your neighbors and they could be on your account, so they get $10 to just knock on your door. You're like, hey, call Doug. I'm on his full blast account.
Okay, so let me understand this. Okay, yeah, let me understand this. You on full blast, you can determine which associates of yours you want to be blasted by, I guess, right? Because if you were just getting blasted by everything that comes in, well, then you might as well just be answering block calls, I guess, right? So you select who you want to be blasted by, I suppose, right?
Yeah, but there's full blast XL. Say you have an acquaintance. You say it's an emergency. It's like the entire project is over with unless I get a hold of you right now. Something went wrong. Whatever. It's an emergency. Hit him with the full blast. And XL plus Prime Max, and all your neighbors will come by and alert you to the extreme situation that's happening. And maybe you feel like this is an inconvenience, but when you find out what's going on, you'll be like, thank you, Full Blast XL Extreme Plus Prime
Max.
Like no one is if you want to be if you want to be immune to it, you just have to hide. You got to move away. You got to go where they can't find you.
You know what the real problem, it's not annoying that people don't pick up when it's a blocked number. What's really annoying is the amount of spam callers there are, and scam callers there are. That's the real annoyance. That's what makes people not answer the block numbers, is because of the spam calls.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't really get blocked numbers. I get unknown numbers, and I just never answer those unless I'm like kind of waiting for, say, like for example, I have to get a tire replaced on my car. I'm waiting for them to call me. They're not in my contacts. So if I did receive an email from an 818 number or a phone, I would probably answer that today. But yeah, in general, I don't answer any of that. And turns out I had some family members recently get scammed out of some money from some evil scam artists.
It happens all the time to my mom, by the way.
Yeah, my parents, they fell for it. They got scammed.
Really? Yeah. Even, my dad even almost fell for a scam, and he's a very savvy guy. He almost fell for a scam.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really fall. They've never really, but one of them got through. One of them got through to him.
Wow.
They don't get.
Who got scammed, your dad or your mom?
Well, both of them, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes my blood boil. I'm like, I think maybe they have fraud protection through their bank or something. It's not like they're drained of their bank account, but
Yeah.
it just makes me like, I want to find these guys. And I'm watching this movie Telemarketers, or this documentary series on HBO.
Yeah.
It's called Max now. Which that's so stupid. It's like HBO is this amazing brand. Why change your name? It's HBO. You know what I mean? It's like taking Nikes and like being like, these are called shoes now or something.
They're just called Airs.
They're called Air. It's like, no, it's anyway. Yeah. Why does that keep happening? Twitter is called
X, which sounds like a porno site.
Well, that's just one guy's whatever. The point is, I'm watching this Telemarketers. You got to watch it.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I understand. It's like the scams that they pulled. They're just draining innocent people and they're scamming them, and they're supposed to be for charity, and none of it's going to charity.
No, I know about that. I heard a story about that.
It's like, I want to start screwing with these fools who call me now.
Hey, my sister and I had a call. Well, actually, I did it by myself at first, but there was a guy trying to scam me. They were trying to have me be. It was a fake thing. It'd be a guest on some podcast thing. Anyway, I actually managed to get him on the phone and did it during the chicken coop show that I do with my sister. And actually was able to get two scammers pulling the same scam separate times. So the first one was just me and the scammer. And it's, he gets pretty upset with me at a certain point and starts using some funny kind of curse expressions at me. And then I did one with my sister, and that guy was more polite about it. But yeah, it's pretty funny, man. We mess with these people. I try to make the phone call last a while, but they catch on pretty quickly that that's not going their way.
Yeah, I get these emails now. I got this one email from the subject. I mean, it's so crazy. Who would possibly think this is anything? I should share I'll share the image with you, but I'll just read it, and then I'll read it too. But it's so like busted that it's like,
yeah, these scammers are just,
it's so busted that it's like, who's believing this? Who opens this up and thinks it's anything legit? I'll share it and then I'll read it along. But
it's also just, they got it. Some of these people are kind of sloppy and stuff. I mean,
look at this one. You see this?
Oh my God.
The subject is CQDRMRC space AQJQYPR RE : like regarding 6GSRWFX8J7GO. And this the sender's name is JZMSNNX space SVMFYEZ. And the actual
email
is Ellen7432bro at gmail.com.
What the hell email? It's funny because there's all a bunch of nonsense, and then and then it's just this email that's Ellen7432bro. Ellen bro.
I know.
What the hell?
Dear client, at CVS, we are constantly trying to improve our services or whatever.
Our service.
Take the survey. Basically, it's like, click on this link and you'll get a $90 promo reward. Yeah, I guess some people could just could kind of skip over all the gobbledygook of the title and the.
Yeah, why go through the trouble of even sending this if you're not going to make the subject and the
how hard is it to make the subject just be something like regarding payment or whatever, like
or
free
just
thing?
Say
like how hard is that?
CVS promo or whatever.
Right? How does it even get to this point?
It's that easy.
Where it's that. You know what
why
I mean?
Why do you make the name? I mean, it's almost like someone just mashed their keyboard. I mean, why?
Yeah,
why
exactly.
do that? Except there happens to be a regarding, an RE.
I like the RE too. Why don't you just have it be nothing almost?
Yeah, I know.
No subject would be. I would almost click on a no subject before I click
Right.
on all that crap.
Right, I know. They just randomly typed a bunch of letters and then space, a lot of random letters, and then okay, hold on, let me just type in RE and then more random letters. I mean, it's just
know.
weird that they took the time to put an RE in there, and then yeah, why jism snicks,
Some yes.
Fayez,
Fies.
Swim
Jism Snicks. Some Fies.
Jism Snicks, Swism.
Hi, is this Jism Snicks? Some Fies?
Is this Jism Snicks?
I kind of want to reply to it and be like, "Hi, I have some question about the survey.
Yeah, I had a question about.
I'm waiting for my $90 reward and see if I can get someone talking."
Or how about?
I don't even want to reply. I don't want to do nothing.
Hi, I had a question for Jism Snicks. What kind of name is that? Is that from what country are you from?
Is that Italian?
Yeah, and also Swimfires? Is that sort of Latin American or?
Okay, let's go down the list here. Let's do at least one more, maybe.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? It's 34. Not knowing if you can trust your car reversing sensors.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's never. I've never had that issue. My new car. I don't have a reverse camera, but it does make sounds, and you could see a visual of like a grid will come up of like the back of my car, and you'll see like little red lines coming closer and closer, and it'll beep. if you're like 4 feet from something, it'll go beep, 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 and then as you get closer, it's going beep, 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 until it's like a solid. That's when you're basically like an inch away from it.
It's like a respirator or something like that.
And I could trust them. That's not an issue. But not knowing if you can trust your car reversing sensors. You know what? I have lived my entire life and many years in Chicago with the worst parking, worst streets, the worst car situation, inner city crap. And I've never needed a backup camera or a car reversing sensor. So just simply learn how to drive or live in Chicago. Just go live in Chicago for a year with like a 1986, Chevy
Toyota
Corolla. I had a
Toyota Tercel.
I had a Malibu. Let me see. I think I had a Malibu car. Let me just look it up real quick. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a hand-me-down from my grandma. It was a Chevy. It was like a 1980 Chevrolet Malibu, brown. It was a beautiful car. I kind of wish I still hung on to it because back then.
Do you have a picture of it?
Back then, I was like, look at this junky car. But man, now having that car now would be so cool.
Picture of it. I want to see what it looks like.
I'm trying to find the one I had, and I will show an image of it. I think.
Well, I'll say while you're looking for that, I'll just say that I myself, until 6 years ago, I always just had to just use my eyes and just turn my head around, and just look at where I'm doing,
Also, you should still look anyway because somebody could be walking by or whatever,
Yeah. So, you got to just kind of use your own eyes, Sometimes if you want to do something right, you got to do it yourself, not rely on some sort of piece of machinery or a robot or whatever, And that's really kind of the solution there.
Yeah.
Just do it yourself. Okay.
Yeah. I think I basically got. Here's the car. Wait, where is it? That's a banged up one. I think this is what I had. Okay, hold on. Here we go. 1 second. I'll share the screen. Check this bad boy out. It was brown. Heck, where is it?
I like brown. I'll tell you that much. I like brown. Malibu. Yeah, Malibu. That doesn't really. I'm not looking at the picture, by the way. I'm just imagining what it looks like, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, Malibu, brown Malibu. Yeah,
Oh man.
Chevrolet. I'm just trying. I just want to make sure that people listening aren't gonna sort of be thinking, okay, I'm not gonna even be able to see this picture anyway. So,
Okay, do you see this?
oh, it's like a bigger car kind of thing.
I think it was like this. It was this. You see this brown one there?
I see it. I see all about it.
It was like that. It was, yeah, it was something like that. We also had pretty much this exact wagon too growing up. Brown Chevy.
So it almost looks kind of like a
think it was-
convertible, almost, or something like that. There's
Nah, it's not a
It's
convertible.
not a
at
convertible,
all.
but the back area of it has a different kind of
Kind of
hooding,
it's like a rag top or a.
something like that. Yeah.
It's not a convertible. It was.
No, I don't mean
This,
convertible.
this one
but-
doesn't really. It was more like that. It didn't have that. The other top. It was just purely a regular metal top. Anyway. But this one's for 10 grand. And you know what? I was such an idiot. Like, it stopped working. And I just wanted to sell it and like not have a car. I think I sold it for cheap on like Craigslist. Some guys came over and I think they just swapped out the spark plugs and it started and they drove it off. And I'm like, man, the car was probably fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They were like gangster looking guys too.
Oh, really?
Gangbangers. I mean, it's kind of a gangbanger kind of car.
Right. It is.
It looks kind of tough, and I
Yeah.
probably had a big motor in it.
Right. Well, look, we're gonna do more show if you want. You know what to do. Go to patreon.com/poundcast and should be fun. You know, we'll just get into some more stuff. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down the list more. We're gonna get into.
I guess
a lot
Doug's gonna
more.
go down the list, and who knows? Maybe there'll be some other interesting and salacious things we might cover.
Yeah, and look, come see us in San Diego, September. Brent, do you remember?
28th. Sorry, 28th.
September 28th. I'll memorize that. Come see me on tour. EricAndreTour.com.
Soda bar. You gotta go to the soda bar.
Soda
Sorry.
bar for sure. Check out
Look-
Pound House. Check out the new Pound House. It'll be out by the time this comes out. Look it up on YouTube.com/Brent Weinbach.
Yeah.
And we would like to give a big thanks to Jack Birch. He's our boy behind the scenes for helping out with the Poundcast. And we would also like to give a big thank you so much to Daniel Avila. He helps us with some online clips, and he's doing our TikTok. Still on our TikTok.
Jack makes clips too.
Yeah, Jack makes some good clips too. They're both making clips. All right. Well, I guess that's about it. Buy my
yeah.
skateboard, DougPound.bigcartel.com, or just send me a DM if you want. And we'll work out a deal. All right. See you next week.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Doug and Brent talking to each other. What will they talk about today? Doug and Brent talking to some pimps.